Greg, thanks for accepting my invitation and having a talk with me.
Happy to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. Uh, it's day 2 of Droidcon, and up to this point, you have already done a lot. Thanks for everything. Thanks for making this happen. And maybe one of the questions that developers keep asking is that who owns Droidcon? Is it Google thing? Is it
Droidcon has been owned by a small company called Mobile Seasons for years, and then in around 2016, 2017, Messe Berlin, which is a large trade show organization, decided that to add us into their tech portfolio. So we became part of the Messe Berlin group here, and so that's how it's been. It's been great working with them. They've supported us early on and through Corona, certainly. And, to be honest, they've given us so much independence to just do what we want to do for the community. My main focus always here is the community, and I wanted this to remain a community event. So behind us is this big ship, but we're still just at heart, we're a small community company.
Interesting. And I think Droidcon was one of the first events for Android. Am I correct?
You are correct. Berlin. It started in 2009 in Berlin, and it was just, it was a couple of enthusiasts. It started actually with that German Sing group. It was that network, sort of the German version of LinkedIn. And I think there were about 200 people that started talking about this new Android thing that a lot of people were hearing about. So the first group was around 150 to 200 here in Berlin in 2009, and of course you see since then it's grown into, I think, really a worldwide global phenomenon.
Okay, great. I have been at Droidcon Berlin since 2017, and I can see it's evolving all the time. How did it change over the time?
Well, I think that's changed over time. One, it's gotten bigger.
Exactly.
It's going to continually bigger, and that's great because the Android community is so vibrant. It continues to grow. Tech changes, and we've been through inflection points. I remember, earlier when I started, 2016, 2017, this was this time when Kotlin was replaced Java. It had just been adopted as the official language of Android. And then, of course, we've gone through another major inflection point here, with Compose being released. And so, over time, I can say that, it's changed in that sense that I think Android has gotten more complex too. And so it's more topics, it's a broader subset of topics of this whole Android world. And so really that's how it's changed a lot.
Okay. And you managed to invite great developers and people from Google, people from JetBrains. Hadi Hariri was here, Jake Barton was here, Chet Haas was here. What should we expect next year?
I have no expectations for next year in terms of what I can say though is that, the people you named, first of all, those are great people that really support the community. It has less to do with me than the fact that those are people who really love Android and love being part of the community. My job is to make sure that they find here a welcoming atmosphere, that they can do what they want to do, say what they want to say, and then meet the community. That's really what it's all about. So, I would say if you want to know about next year we're going to find great people who love this community as much as I do.
Great. And right now, I think this event had 1.7K attendees, if I'm not wrong, based on the website.
Yes, there is a difference here because, if you're talking about the Android side, we added last year the Flutter community to our portfolio here. So we've got Droidcon coexisting right alongside FlutterCon here. So all told, we're around 2,300 developers on site right now.
Interesting. And as someone who runs this, what are the biggest difficulties to run such a big event?
Well, if you've been here today, you might notice that food is always a challenge. I think food is a challenge. I think just the logistics. Unfortunately, I have a great team that really takes care of a lot of that. But that's the challenge. I think just making sure that everyone's needs are taken care of here. And it's making sure that we ensure sponsors are happy, and that the attendees are all those things that belong to just typical event planning.
Yeah, great. Yeah, this year we have contents. Lots of different places, different food types, which is something I think people ask in previous year. How you collect these feedbacks? How you know what they want?
So, I always say I'm an open book. People know where to find me. I'm on probably a dozen Slack channels. If you want to find me on ASG or Cotton Lang or Berlin Droid, you can pretty much find me anywhere, LinkedIn or Twitter. I love getting personal feedback, from the community. So people find me, we do that. We certainly have our the standard contact forms and things like that. But really, for me, it's about also just directly going into the community members. There are some people who I love who are very opinionated about, hey, I'd love to see this, I'd love to see that, I think you could do that better. And they come to me, and I think it's just, I try to foster that spirit of openness. I'm reachable.
Okay, great. And what's the process of picking speakers? Because lots of great speakers somehow started from Droidcon, and then now we can see every year they're evolving, and it looks like at some point you give them some space. Even though they were not perfect, you decided them to be here. How does the process of selecting a speaker work?
The process is fantastic, and it's probably the most fun that I have in this job, is working all around the world with fantastic program communities. So what we've tried to do over the years is make sure we have local program committees, people who are strong, have strong connections locally in the community here, whether that's here in Berlin, whether it's in Paris or San Francisco, New York, London, anywhere in the world. We try to make sure that we have local connections. So we work with a program committee who evaluates, in the case of Droidcon, sometimes over 450 submissions that come in. And so that's really, we look at a lot of factors there. The quality of the abstract, whether the project that they're working on the topic, whether they've deployed it at scale, or whether it's a garage project at home or things like that. We do look at past experience, but as you said, there's a lot of speakers that have sort of come up and developed, I'll say through the ranks here, and it's because we always try to give everyone a chance. Not everyone can, but we try to give everyone a chance, even newbies who are doing it for the first time.
Great. And such a big event means lots of trashes. How you make sure it's environment friendly? How you make sure you're not harming the environment?
Well, it's a constant challenge, I can tell you. It's something that we think about a lot. I think one of the things we do try to do is, you'll notice, it's not a fluffy event. There's not a lot of, that we don't do a lot in terms of throwaway decor and things like that. We always try to do better. Certainly on the food, a lot of times we've tried to do environmental products, that can be recycled and things like that. But I think it's a challenge. We're always thinking about ways to do that better. And we're not perfect yet. We've got a long way to go, but we're always thinking about it and trying to get better.
I believe Droidcon and all the talks that's happening had a great showing of how these events are helping the Android developers to grow, and the Android is evolving almost every time. How do you see it in future? How these events are going to help? I think the videos are published, so even if the people are not here, they can see. Maybe talk about it, how they can watch the event.
Sure. Well, I think if you've been, you've been at Droidcon since 2017, and I think what impresses me always is just the complexity continues to grow. So I think, you're going to see in the future, a broader set of topics and things like that. But certainly in terms of how this helps, we really are focused on helping developers to hone their skills, to upskill, to find new things that they find at a Droidcon that they can take back. So it's kind of this actionable intelligence. What did I learn here that I can take back to my team or work on in my project? And certainly we like, there's resources that we provide. We have, a lot of people don't know, we own and run AndroidDev, the blog platform. So there's blogs getting produced every day on there and released. And that's just free that we, give the community, and that we have a great author community there. On Droidcon, we try to make sure that everyone has free access to all the videos. So there's a lot of resources we provide. And of course, the new Academy site that we've launched too.
Okay, maybe talk about the Academy. I just read it on the card and in here and there, but never had time to get deep in it.
We have a modest goal of creating what we want to be is the largest repository of Android learning material. That's what we want to do. So we're at right now about 200 hours of code labs. It's a combination of video code labs, ebooks. There's Android, there's Flutter. The Flutter side we're also growing too constantly. And we're going to keep doing that. So we think it'll be a good resource for the community over time.
Yeah, that's very.
And it's all project based. That's the thing. You can go anywhere and find code labs. There's great YouTube resources. We think everyone should take advantage of whatever free resources they can find. But we really have a focus on quality of education that you get, and also when you come to Droidcon Academy, when you work through a code lab, there's a starter project, all the GitHub resources. Most people don't know it. It's all free anyway for anybody there. It's all there We have our repo there, and so you start with a starter project and you go through step by step with an instructor. So we think it's unique and it's a good resource.
So there's an instructor who is guiding people.
There's an instructor who guides you through every step of the way.
Okay, it's not just some online. Go and watch it.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's instructor-led code labs, all of them.
Okay, great. You were talking about an interesting story how you start doing it.
Well, for me, it was funny. My background probably started. I fell in love with coding early on. I think it was 1984, which is really old, on a Timex Sinclair computer that was, saving basic code to a cassette tape. Probably a lot of people don't even know that existed at the time. And I moved through a lot of industries, moved away from coding software into hardware. And at the time when Android was being built, I was in the hardware industry. We're looking at all the chips and all the things that were going to power this whole mobile device revolution. And so I kind of back into this, but later, much later, coming back to the software development side of things. But the whole time, whatever industry I worked in, I was always passionate about building communities and building ecosystems. And I mean, there is no greater community here than the Android community. I absolutely love it. And I will say, too, in the Flutter community, because we've added them as part of our community, and we absolutely love the energy and the vibe there, too. So being part of this community and ecosystem is some of the most fun I've had in a very, very long tech career that, has been back since the late 90s.
Okay. So you have a tech background. I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I love this community. They help you grow, and they don't want anything back. That's very interesting.
It's very selfless. I think it's part of the DNA of how Android started. This idea of open source, and everyone contributes, and the more you put into it, the more you gain. And I see that the people who are really active in the community, who give a lot back, they gain the most back. So it's really special, I think.
That's true. Is there any unforgettable moment since 2016 that you are doing this?
Things that are unforgettable. I think in some cases it's building the new events, I would say. The new partnership that we had with the Android Makers team in Paris, and working with them and sort of combining forces to bring Droidcon and Android Makers, continue that on in Paris. Really special community there. I love it. And building new events around the world, that's been really fun. And visiting communities all over the world.
Yeah, I'm following you on Twitter. I see you are on every Droidcon event, and you're somehow...
I try to get to a lot of them. I mean, there's again, really special things. We just did Droidcon Amman for the first time this year in Jordan, and that was great. We've had Droidcons in Cairo in the last year or two. And so, we're always trying. We'd love to be everywhere. We can't be, but it's really fun to go visit the communities and see how enthusiastic they are all over the world. Great
job. At the end, anything I forgot to say, or you want to share with the people who are attending?
I would just say, we're really, really excited to be part of this community and to do whatever we can to give back. And we love running the conferences and love being part of the community.
I think the next talk is the starting.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being with me.
All right.
Have a nice day. Thanks. I have Ben here. He not only set the stage on fire on the first day, he also set the whole Droidcon attendees on fire. Be careful. Yeah, you turned attendees into zombies. They're running, jumping, leaving none of the boxes at Droidcon unturned. How do you transfer your energy to these guys?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. Yeah, they are. They've all gone crazy, frankly. It's been quite amazing. So we're doing a competition called Pin-Droid. So the wonderful Nick Butcher gave me a bag of unique Android pins, almost 100 of them, and said, do something cool with them at Droidcon Berlin. I'm like, oh my God. So we've done like a scavenger hunt thing over the few days. And basically I've been like using Twitter to drop hints about where they are, and people are doing competitions, you know, like musical statues. They're searching through stuff, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Chasing me down, they're following me. I'm pretty sure there's some people watching me right now somewhere. They're always there. But yeah, the energy thing, I don't know, I drink a lot of coffee, which is always good. But yeah, I love being, I don't know, sort of different on stage or in front of people. Like I find if people are a little bit still, you know, that's some people's styles, but for me, I like to, it's always important that I entertain as well. Maybe there's some therapist that needs to sort me out or something, I don't know, but yeah, that's my style, so.
That was really great. I was holding one, and people was hunting me. I was just hiding and running, and finally someone catch me.
Oh my God, yeah. It's crazy because, so I did this one of the challenges was I tweeted out, hey, first 3 people to touch this cushion get a pin. And I just sat down, hit send, and then immediately 3 people come sprinting out of the shadows at me. Bang! Oh my God. Amazing though, brilliant. I'm glad that people are getting involved with it, because it would suck if it's like, but yeah.
Those are funny and nice things, and people like to collect them. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. And they're unique.
They're very unique, yeah. I love pins as well, so I collect them too. So it was hard to say goodbye to all 97 of them.
Okay, what's the last event? I think you will prize the one who got most of them.
Correct, yeah. So the person that found the most, we've been tracking it with a website and a Google form, basically. Very high technology. The person that finds the most will be receiving a grand prize of, I believe, free Droidcon ticket to London.
Wow.
A handmade pin board that I've made myself with my 6-year-old woodworking and painting skills. A bunch of other things like a puzzle, socks, a unique Droidcon jacket, a bunch more other little knickknacks. So it's very, very cool. But we'll see, yeah. Okay.
Droidcon is always cool, but you make it cooler.
Oh,
thanks.
Bless you. Make me blush.
Okay, happy Droidcon.
Cool. Thank you so much. Have a good one.